Ready when you are.
All right, Panther fans. Now what? Now what? That it's four in a row, and it doesn't feel like we've lost four in a row. We've been almost winning so many times that it doesn't feel like a 4-game losing streak. And I guess because we got a couple of points out of it.
We had one game we were blown out.
Right.
Other than
right.
that, I think Shesterkin stole that game from us.
Right.
And as I said in the last, in the recap after the Ranger game, that if we had had an extra minute left, we definitely would have tied that game. No doubt in my mind.
Yeah.
We had the Rangers on the ropes.
Yeah. So last night, we're down 2-0, and I'm sure we're both thinking the same thing, that this could get ugly really, really quick. Because Vasilevsky, you give Vasilevsky a 2-0 lead, 99 times out of 100, that Tampa, I mean, they did eventually get 2 points anyway. But so we have the two goals.
I texted you that when they went up 2-0.
Yeah. It was. So we make the line changes, and I want to talk about that a little bit, because that's 2 nights in a row now, and I'm going to use Owen Tippett to make my point about Anton Lundell. That's 2 games in a row that coach moved him down, and it immediately paid off for a goal for that line that heavily involved Tippett. And my feeling there is that if you're watching the play on the ice right now, it's not close that Lundell's outplaying Bennett. I don't think Bennett's healthy, because since he came back, he has not had the same energy, the same, go all holds out, throw the body around energy. I don't think he's healthy.
I don't think Barkov is 100%.
Right. Yeah, no, he wasn't. We knew that when he came back, that he was still a game time decision, and then he decided to play. So, if
he got crushed at the end of the game on the tying goal.
Yeah. No,
crushed in the head.
I know. No penalty. That's fine. That's fine. We could just knock the guy with a forearm from behind in the neck and the head, and we're not going to call that. But
some guy punched Hornquist right in the face on a scrum, right in front of the referee, and he didn't call it.
I know.
Point trips Hornquist, plain as day, no call.
Right. Yeah. No, yeah.
But I will say that the refs, I mean, there were a couple infractions I thought we got away with. I mean, the refs just let us play last night, and I like that.
Yeah. I mean, everybody had one power play, and they made theirs count, and we didn't. But there's a couple of things, because I've been looking at the time on. I've been wanting to really look at the time on ice, because I'm not completely thrilled with the distribution of the time. And Stu, you are not going to believe, and this is probably going to piss you off, but who do you think had the least amount of time on ice last night?
I don't know, Eric. Tell me.
Luostarinen. Luostarinen
Wow.
didn't even have 10 minutes on the ice last night.
And he made the most of it.
And there's and he's the one, he had a goal.
Yep.
And the other thing that I noticed, I was looking at the box score, and I think this may have been the difference in the game here. If you think about how little we shoot, we had 6 blocked shots, and Tampa Bay had 16. That's a big disparity.
I don't doubt that.
That's a big disparity.
How much ice time did Lundberg have?
Lundberg had 10 minutes and 20 seconds. So that, I mean, even
how much did Barkov have?
Barkov had 22 minutes. Barkov led everybody with 20 minutes.
Okay, I thought it was probably 26, 27 minutes.
No, that's Ekblad. Ekblad's at I know my screen doesn't want to scroll down.
So what was Barkov getting under Q? 18 minutes?
I'd have to go back and look, but it wasn't this. It was when I was looking the first 4 or 5 games. Barkov was getting just under 20, and that fourth line was getting 12, 13, 14 minutes. And now it's probably 3 minutes less for the fourth line and 3 more for that top line. So that's something. That's something, and that's going to wear Barkov out. And you see him at the end of games now. You know what I mean? He's not as fresh, And for whatever reason, some guys can go and stay fresh and play 25, 26 minutes a game. But
It seems to me like every time I turned around, Barkov was back on the ice.
yeah, there was a lot of that. There was a lot of that. So for me, what I would honestly like to see is Lundell with Tippett and Huberdeau, and make that our second line. I want to.
I texted you last night, right? What I'd like to see is maybe not in the regulation, but in overtime, I want to see Lundell and Barkov together.
Oh yeah,
I'm not with Duclair, with Forsling.
Right. Yeah.
I'd like to see. I mean, they're great on the PK together.
Right. Yeah, so that's a good point.
Why not? But this guy is so
it's
so stuck on Barkov and Huberdeau together.
What I'm seeing from this team, I texted this to you last night. What I'm seeing is Bob Bugner 2.0. That's what I'm seeing. That's the that's the energy, the energy coming and going, and only, right when we need to get goals, right when it's, oh my God, we might lose, all of a sudden the energy picks up, and just questionable distribution of ice time. And look, the line blender thing, and even this was applicable to Q, especially for this season. A blind monkey could make combinations of the top 9 with this roster, and any of them be like, yeah, that sounds about right. Sure, why not? Give that a try. I mean, you can't go wrong with this roster. We beat Carolina with Lusterinen at 1C, and now he can't even get 10 minutes. You see what I'm saying?
And he's such a, him and Lundberg are both sparks, and Marchment.
Yeah.
The three of them are spark plugs.
Right.
When they're on the ice, they're going 110%, and things happen.
Yeah. So it's disappointing that, because Q would ride the hot hand. Q knew how to really manage a game, and okay, this line's going, these guys are going, and we're going to keep sending them out there. But this is like Bugner all over again. This is like, we're going to send our best guys out there all night long, and the guys that are not as good, they're just, regardless of how they play, they're going to get shafted on the ice time, and it's showing up.
I just don't want to see Barkov get burned out.
Right, and especially don't forget, he's probably going to go play in the Olympics too.
Yeah, well, you know how I feel about that.
Yeah. So the other thing I wanted to talk about was on defense a little bit. Now, where did you mentioned to me yesterday Connaughton was hurt? Was that new, or is that the whole time he's been out?
That's what I heard.
Okay. Well, at least Carlson last night was better. He was better. He needs to stay on his skates though. He gets knocked off his skates way too easy. I don't know if I
didn't hear his name called too much.
He didn't have very much ice time, and that's the other thing there. On defense, you got, and this is kind of to be expected, but you got Ekblad with 26 minutes, Uyghur and Forsling 23, 24 minutes, Gudis with 18, Montour with just about 17, and then Lucas Carlson with just about 11 minutes.
Wow.
So yeah, so he's
I did.
I mean, Ekblad's played 27, 26, 45.
Ekblad and Uyghur are not. Uyghur's not playing good. Uyghur thinks it's Mike Matheson 2.0.
A little bit, and we saw that.
I'm talking the offensive mentality.
Yeah. No, we saw that during the playoffs last year, right? Where he tried to take everything, and he doesn't have. Maybe he can develop it. If Matheson can become where all the Pittsburgh fans are happy with Matheson, then certainly, and it's not as bad. It's not like he gets beat in the same way. But it may be time to think about a different pairing. You know what I mean?
Well, but then again, you know how excited I got at the end of the game when they put it in. It was just for one shift, but
right.
I got my wish. Ekblad and Forsling played together.
Yeah.
And I'd like to see that continue.
Yeah, no, I think Ekblad, Forsling, Gudis did not have a good game last night at all.
I didn't think he had a bad game.
Well, maybe the 2 goals, he had his back to the shooter.
Correct. Yes.
And it didn't look right. And I'm not a hockey coach, and maybe that was the position he was supposed to be taking the box out a guy. But both times it seemed like he had his back to the shooter and was surprised And it looked like it was communication issues, like maybe the forward thought Gudis was going to take somebody. Something just doesn't look right, like we've been saying.
He should have definitely been all over Maroon in the crease.
Right.
That's what he's there for.
Right. Yeah.
But,
so we've got this homestand, and
wait.
Okay,
Let's keep talking about last night, because there were some other things. Bob played great.
Yeah. Bob is keeping us.
And if you remember me texting you how we had no puck luck, and then all of a sudden we started getting puck luck.
Yeah.
Don't forget, Stamkos hit the crossbar.
Yeah, I know.
So, another
he rolled
2 inches,
the crossbar.
another 2 inches. That's probably game over.
Yeah.
Just like Bob made, and by the way, in the overtime goal, it wasn't 5-hole. It was over the blocker.
Yeah. I only saw the
backhand
replay
over
once.
the blocker.
Yeah.
But I don't, he bit on the deep. So
right.
I knew. I mean, listen, it's happened a million times where a goalie makes a spectacular save, and it might not happen 10 seconds later, but
right. Yeah. Next trip down the ice.
Go down, and that overtime goal was totally on Ekblad. What the hell was he doing pinching? He was down almost in Vasilevsky's crease. It was He's a defenseman.
Right.
You got to have somebody back there.
No, and especially, Verhaeghe, I don't want to blame him specifically, because other guys are they got to get themselves open. But you can't stand still with the puck in overtime. You're going to lose it 100% of the time. And that's what he did. He was going to stand still, wait for somebody to get open, send it around the boards. You can't just let,
I don't like I don't like that we get in the zone and then we go for a skate.
Yeah. We're
instead of going right to the net and attacking.
Right.
These guys keep going out to the blue line and circle around.
Right.
By that time, Tampa's all over our guys.
Yeah. So,
the way you score in overtime pretty much is on an odd man rush or a breakaway.
Right.
It happens so fast. But listen, it really, really, really ticked me off. Now, again, things happen in real time really fast. But all Ekblad had to do was, lift it, chip it up, under the bar.
Right.
And he had an open net. How does he miss that?
I don't know. I jumped off the couch. That's how sure I was that the puck was going in the back of the net. I got 3/4 of the way off the couch before I realized the referee's arm was not pointing at the net. I couldn't believe it.
You can't take anything away from Vasilevsky. He made a great save, but with an open net like that, you roof it. And he had enough time.
Yeah. No,
all he had to do was like a 9-iron. All he had to do was, the pitch on his stick.
Right.
And just
look,
lift it.
We've talked about this. Ekblad's not playing well. You just watch him when he's getting the puck. I mean, forget about the coverage end of things. When he's getting the puck, it's like he's all of a sudden completely unsure of what to do with it. I don't know if that's because he doesn't, he's not feeling like Uyghur is really, I don't know if it's the pairing and they're both still, not sure what the other one is going to go do. But since after the Carolina game, it's been the last 3 games, that pairing doesn't look remotely close to what we've been used to seeing.
Is it my imagination that Ekblad's been looking slower in the last few games?
Well,
skating back.
No, I don't. Well, I guess what I'm saying is I think it might be more mental than maybe you're thinking. Maybe it's physical. But you're not wrong. He's not moving. He's not moving with the same certainty. Now, whether or not that's the mental part of the game where he hurt himself, we don't know. But if he's hurt, maybe we don't need to throw him out there for 27 minutes either, too. We could do that.
It's time to listen. It couldn't hurt to split that pair up.
No. At this point,
I would really, 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 really would like to see a full game where Forsling and Ekblad are playing together.
And then who do you put Uyghur with?
Gudis.
Uyghur with Gudis. Yeah.
Yeah, because I like Montour and whoever's going to be
Right.
on that third pairing, Carlson
Yeah.
or
Connaughton.
Connaughton.
Right.
Nudavara's gone.
Yeah, I know.
It's just a matter of time. He's been benched the whole year. What is he? He's gotten in like one game.
Right. No, he'll be dealt at the deadline. His cap hit is too much, and somebody will need a defenseman. And and then we're still waiting for Kiersted to come. Is he hurt? Is he playing? But confused there.
I think he's back in Charlotte.
Right.
And then you got that kid Oli 2.0.
That's right.
He's down there now for conditioning. So I'm anxious to see what he does when they call him up, because they are going to call him up to see what he can do.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be that would be like to have like another Forsling. They pick up this kid and he turns out to be the good player that he's supposed to be.
Yeah, that's a good point. We've kind of forgotten about him. So,
and I think he's a left-handed shot too.
Okay, that's good.
So again, me with the left-right pairings.
Yeah, absolutely. But I know I'm in full agreement at this point. Ekblad and Uyghur. Just try it. Something's not working right there. And like I said with the lines, Lundell. I said it before the season. I forget which video it was, but it was. I basically said no. It was development camp when I was making the development camp videos, and I was watching Lundell skate around. And I said, the only question I had that I have about Lundell is how soon is he going to be 2C? I said, Sam Bennett needs to take notice. And I don't know if Bennett's hurt. He's got to still be hurt because he's not playing like himself.
Yeah, something ain't right.
Right. He's like Trocheck when he came back. He's not playing with that reckless abandon that he was. And so maybe he's nursing something, and that's fine. Not, Sam Bennett when he's playing well is a really good center. But right now, if Bennett's hurt a little bit and the way Lundell's playing, it should not be. It should be switched. That Lundell line should be getting the majority of it. Just move Lundell up there with Tippett and Huberdeau.
I'm telling you,
love to see that.
I would love to see. I mean, I don't want to disturb the Barkov or Hagee combo,
right?
But at some point, again, overtime, I want to see Lundell and Barkov play together just to see what they do together,
right?
Because of their great hockey IQ.
Right. No,
they both
that's a good point.
They know what to do with it. I mean, the beauty of Lundell right now, and we're all hoping that he's going to win the Calder, but as I told you last video, they go by points,
scoring.
Goals.
Right.
He's got 9 points, but he does so much more.
Oh, his
every play,
right. Yep.
Every play he makes something happen.
Yeah, it's wicked crazy, and that's why, if Bennett's truly hurt now, if he's in a slump and you just want to keep him up there, that's fine. But if Bennett's nursing something, then do the smart thing, and also with E2, how do you give that kid less than 10 minutes?
Yeah, I don't make any sense. I told you last night we're missing Marchment.
Yeah, no, we're definitely missing Marchment.
We really are missing Marchment. He's another Lusteranian. I mean, the two of them are very similar.
Right, and it sounds like we're going to get Thornton back soon too. So,
yeah,
the biggest thing, and you kind of touched on it. The biggest thing with Q is the in-game management, and I guess I'm kind of saying the same thing where I'm like, the time distribution for the way guys are playing, is not the time is not being given to the guys that are playing. They're the time, best. You know what I mean? He's giving it to our quote best players and ignoring the lesser players.
He's not rolling the four. He's not rolling the 4 lines like Q did.
Right. I mean, our fourth line last night was Lomberg, Lusterinen, and Hornquist. There's no reason that line should not be getting 12, 13 minutes.
Yeah,
that's absurd.
They were a hot line last night.
Yeah, they were really
every
good.
time they were on the ice. I think Hornquist was my number one star last night.
Yeah, he's whatever Yager was taking, Hornquist is pounding.
Exactly. That's exactly the player I was thinking of. He was on fire the whole night.
Yeah.
And he was definitely getting under Tampa's skin.
I mean, I know I couldn't move my arm that fast. As fast as he was laying out those punches in that fight, I was like, did they speed the screen up? Gee, this guy's got a second career as an MMA fighter. I mean, he was just like boom, 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 boom.
Yeah,
boom,
that's
boom.
where that maybe Sean Thornton's been.
Yeah, maybe.
Sean Thornton's the unofficial, fight coach.
Right.
But I was really, really, really worried about, Hornquist breaking his hand.
Yeah.
I saw Paul Laws do that.
Right.
Beat the crap out of some guy, and he hit the guy's helmet a few times.
Yeah.
But I just wish both of them had their helmets off. I made a tweet last night about, Hornquist knocking Point out.
Yeah, right. I think that's what he was trying to do, was get as many shots in as he could before Point got any in. That was a crazy good fight.
Well, as soon as his helmet came off, he landed two good rights.
Yeah.
Right in the face.
Yeah.
So,
but then they were laughing about it. Did you see him on TV?
I was just about to say. Did you see the post fight, conversation, whatever they would? I would have loved to have had the audio and see what the hell they were saying with each other. But you're right, they were joking about it.
Yeah, it's like if you had a fight with your brother and then afterwards you're like, I whooped your ass, boy. He's like, no, I didn't. Let's go again. You know what I mean? It was probably something close to what it was. But
listen, it was a great game.
Right.
It's always a great game, but enough at Tampa. I'm just so sick of them playing each other. 19 times in the year 2021.
Right.
19 times. Enough.
I know. I think we've got one more time. I think we got a December game.
We got two more.
Well, I mean, in 2021, I think we have. Yeah. We've got the December game, and that's the one. That's the one where it's the second of for both of us, I believe.
I think I might have put a request in for this, the sweet tickets for that game.
Right. So
I picked some good games. I got Seattle, Vegas.
Oh yeah,
Edmonton. I want to see Connor McDavid.
Yep.
And I have the last game of the year is Tampa.
Yeah. Okay, that's right. Yeah. Hopefully that game.
I put a request in for that game as well.
Hopefully that game doesn't have any implications whatsoever. I mean, hopefully at that point we have the division and everything wrapped up and we're good, and we're past. And the last thing here is, I mean, I know everybody's going to ask. Not that it was Brunette's fault, but again, we're still skating on thin ice in terms of how long do you wait? You know what I mean? My guess is that you want to give him this homestand, and then if he can get things turned around in this homestand, then maybe he's got a job. But if we continue playing below 500, which is what we're playing, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and talking about time on ice, we haven't mentioned line matchups,
right?
Which is an important thing. I know Tampa had last change because they were the home team, but the matchups, is important. Like, who do you put on the Stamkos line?
Right.
Stamkos. They did a pretty good job of of covering him last night.
Yeah.
So you got him, you got Point, Vasilevsky, obviously. And, I said this kid Joseph is now Sorrell, major Stamkos and Point are the Panther killers.
Yeah.
In addition to Vasilevsky. But it just goes to show out of all the teams in the league, I think we have the best record against Vasilevsky. We beat him. We can beat him.
No, we can't beat him when we play aggressively or shooting, which finally Jonathan Huberdeau decided.
Well, I was just gonna say, did you notice where that shot went?
Yeah, it was high. It was high up top shelf.
Right under the bar in the corner.
Yep.
And what's great about that shot is that he shot it off 1 foot.
Yeah,
He shot it off. He made that move around the defenseman,
right.
and he just fired it.
Yeah, yeah.
So like, why can't he do that?
No, man, we've been doing this 10 years. This is 9, 10 years for Huberto. He's not gonna change. I don't understand. The
Yeah, I
kid
got
could
a little
have
pissed off at you last night.
which time?
Comment about, re-signing him. You were probably frustrated and angry.
No, you didn't get the joke, man. You didn't miss the joke.
Okay, what's the joke?
All he does is pass. And when he goes to ask the Panthers for a new contract, they say, no, thanks, we'll pass.
Oh, okay.
Right? You missed the joke.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, it was, you had to be, look, when you're emotional about the game, it's easy to do that. You know what I mean? You weren't the only one that was like, what? I had a couple of people messaging, wow, you want to get rid of Hugh? I'm like, no. They'll pass.
But he must do that at least 3-4 times a night.
Yeah. I know.
Because he's the best passer. I mean, that's what he does. He sets up goals. But
right. The thing that killed me was
when they had that 2-on-1 with him and Bennett.
Right.
And he did it I don't know, last game, but maybe the game before that, where they also had a 2-on-1.
Yeah.
Shoot the fucking puck, man. You got a good shot.
When he came
and
if
worse comes to worse, shoot it at the goalie's pads.
Right.
How Denny used to say, the best pass is a rebound.
But look, this is the thing I said. That when he came down the wing last night, and it was with him, maybe it was Bennett again. Whoever it was a shorthanded chance. And he wasn't even looking at the net at all. It was like the net didn't exist. He from the time he entered the zone till the time he got rid of the puck, he was looking at who he was going to pass the puck to, completely telegraphing it. And hell, if you're going to do that, that's the time to shoot. If you're going to, like if you're going to stare down one wide receiver, you throw it to somebody else. You know what I mean? If you're going to stare down this guy, shoot the puck, and he didn't. And then that's when
definitely in overtime. You
Yeah.
only get so many chances in overtime. I mean, again, always looking to make and there's so many great goals that he set up, so it can't take that away from him.
Right.
There's a time to do that and a time to just shoot.
Yeah.
So,
all right. Well, we got this homestand coming up. That's going to tell us a lot.
So we got the let's look at that. So we got the Islanders.
We got the Islanders, the Devils again, and then the Wild, and then we have a few days off, and then we've got the Flyers. And then we go on the road, and we got, that's weird. We have the 1, 2, 3, 4 games at home, and then we go on the road to Washington on Friday the 26th, and then the next day we're back home on the 27th against the Kraken.
Jersey, Minnesota, and Philly. I mean, we should win all those 4 games.
Well, but should based. I mean, Islanders aren't exact. I don't know, and the Devils aren't exactly bad. The Devils. Look at this.
They got a couple of lucky goals. 2 of the goals were deflected in. I'm expecting a comeback game.
Right.
On that one.
Right. There's a lot of teams in the East that are bunched together, because you've got some bad teams with, the Canadians, the Senators. But hell, I mean, even the Isles and Penguins and Blue Jackets are in last place, but the Isles and Penguins, that's a surprise. But even then, the goal differentials, aren't even that bad. So I don't know. Before this all went down, I was we should definitely win those games. The question now also becomes, when are we going to throw Knight back out there?
Yeah.
Because it's been 2-1. So that if they keep it that way, if they're going to try to sell Spencer, all right, you still have your position, then he would start against the Islanders Tuesday if they keep things the same. So we're going to find out how that's going to go. I would prefer to see Bob, like I said, get 4 or 5 in a row, let Knight sit for a little bit, practice, just watch the game, you know what I mean? and then
Yeah.
come back. Because if you when you give up that many goals, if you're not going to get right back on the ice, take a step back and take a break.
Yep.
You know, if we have a back-to-back coming, I would let Bob play until that back-to-back comes, and then that's when Mike gets in there. That's what I would do anyway. You know, but I would have Lundell at 2C and Ekblad with Forsling and Tippett. I'm telling you, Lundell, Tippett, and Huberto. This is the same time last year I was bitching about putting Tippett in the top 6. I'm just saying it. I'm just saying. I said it during the development camp. Lundell was going to come in and Bennett was going to have to watch himself. And I can't tell if you froze up. I broke Stu. I broke you. I broke
froze.
You froze up. You're frozen. You should see your face. Oh man, it says my internet connection is unstable, so I'm going to end this for now. But all right, guys, I appreciate it, Stu, and we will be back the next time. Hopefully, Stu won't get frozen up.